Have you ever wondered what lurks in the shadows of the wild forests? Get ready, because tonight we're diving into the most thrilling wild boar hunt you've ever seen. Join Lionfarm as we explore heart-pounding moments where the dim moonlight illuminates the fierce battle between humans and wild beasts. You won't be able to look away. According to the United States Department of Agriculture, USDA, wild boars cause about $2.5 billion in damage each year to agriculture and infrastructure. They destroy crops like corn, soybeans, and wheat, damage farmland, and attack livestock. It's estimated that there are around 6 to 8 million wild boars living in at least 35 states, with Texas being the hardest hit. Home to about 2.5 million In Texas, where over 3 million wild boars roam, night hunting with night vision gear and rifles is legal. A 2022 report from Texas A&M AgriLife Extension states that around 250,000 to 300,000 wild boars are hunted each year in the state, with more than 60% occurring at night due to higher effectiveness. In Australia, wild boars cause approximately $65 million in agricultural damage each year, mainly from crop destruction and competing with livestock for food. The wild boar population is estimated at up to 24 million, making Australia one of the countries with the highest wild boar density in the world. Control programs in Australia, including night hunting with traps and firearms, eliminate about 500,000 to 600,000 wild boars annually. A 2020 study from the University of Queensland revealed that about 70% of these hunts happen at night, as that's when boars are most active. In countries like Spain, Italy, and France, wild boars cause tens of millions of euros in losses each year. For example, in Spain, damages to vineyards and grain crops are estimated at around 20 million euros annually. The wild boar population in Europe has surged from about 5 million in 2000 to over 10 million in 2020. The increase is due to a lack of natural predators and climate change creating favorable breeding conditions. In Germany, about 600,000 to 800,000 wild boars are hunted each year, according to the German Hunting Association's 2022 data. Night hunting is common in rural areas to reduce crop damage. France reported around 700,000 wild boars hunted during the 2021-2022 season, with 40% of that taking place at night. Wild boars are known carriers of many dangerous diseases that can spread to both humans and livestock. According to the World Organization for Animal Health, OIE, they contribute to the spread of African swine fever, ASF. From 2018 to 2025, ASF spread from Asia to Europe mainly due to wild boars, causing billions of dollars in damage to the livestock industry. In Australia, wild boars have caused local extinction of some native plant species and threaten wetland ecosystems. They damage about 40,000 hectares of farmland and wilderness each year in Queensland alone. In Brazil, wild boars in the Pantanal region destroy about 10,000 hectares of farmland annually and pose a threat to native animals such as jaguars and tapirs. The population there is estimated at around 1 to 2 million. Non-selective trapping methods not only kill wild boars, but also harm endangered species like tigers, elephants, and saula. This highlights the importance of shifting away from wild meat consumption and adopting more humane control methods. Wild boars are not just wild animals. They're a global issue, requiring attention from scientists, governments, and communities. With billions of dollars in economic losses, serious environmental impacts, and the threat of disease outbreaks, understanding and controlling this species is essential to protect both people and nature. This activity reflects the complex relationship between humans and nature. It's both a method of control and a threat to biodiversity. Community education and sustainable management are key to ensuring wild boars can exist without causing excessive harm to humans and the environment. We hope today's video has given you a deeper understanding of how wild boars are being dealt with around the world. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends to support Lion Farm. See you next time. The autumn of 2018 draped the Ozark Mountains of Arkansas in a brilliant cloak of red and gold. Vast oak and pine forests stretched for miles, embracing the quiet flow of the Petit-Jean River as it wound through the town of Boonville. The crisp air carried the earthy scent of damp soil and decaying leaves, the signature aroma of this wild land. But beneath its beauty, a lurking threat stirred. Wild boars, or feral hogs as the locals call them, had descended from the hills, tearing through cornfields, destroying fences and leaving deep hoofprints in the soil. Rumors spread about a beast weighing over 400 pounds, larger than any hog ever seen in the area. They called it Hogzilla, a name borrowed from the legends of massive beasts that once roamed the southern United States. In the Ozarks, nature was not just a backdrop. It was a battleground where people fought to protect what was theirs. Jake Thornton stood silently on the porch of his log cabin in Boonville, his deep brown eyes gazing toward the Ozarks. At 38, he was a well-known hunter in the area, his tanned skin and calloused hands a testament to years spent gripping a rifle. His .38 Winchester rested securely in its case. But what set Jake apart wasn't his weapon. It was his memories. 20 years earlier, his father, a seasoned hunter, had fallen to the tusks of a wild boar right before his eyes. The 18-year-old Jake had done the only thing he could: run. The guilt never left him. Now he hunted not for money, but to prove something to himself. A few miles away, Emily Carter, 29, stepped out of a dust-covered jeep at the research station near Blue Mountain Lake. A biologist from the University of Arkansas, she wore her blonde hair in a high ponytail, her bright eyes brimming with determination. To Emily, wild boars were more than just a threat. They were the key to understanding the Ozark ecosystem. She believed they could be controlled without extermination, though her brand-new hiking boots suggested she had never truly set foot in the deep woods. At a small cafe in Boonville, Sam Old Man Hargrove sipped his black coffee, his handmade bow resting beside him. At 65, with silver hair and a storied past, he was a legendary hunter in the region, known for taking down dozens of wild hogs with nothing but wooden arrows. Sam had taught Jake everything: how to track, how to stay calm when blood was spilled. Though retired, he still couldn't ignore the call of the wild. That late afternoon, the Ozark sky blazed in hues of orange. Jake was checking his traps near home when the roar of a truck's engine broke the quiet. Tom Wilson, a wiry farmer from a ranch 5 miles away, jumped out, his face slick with sweat. "Jake, it's back," Tom said, his voice unsteady. "That Hogzilla tore through 10 acres of my corn last night, knocked down my chicken coop, bigger than this damn truck." Jake frowned and stepped closer to examine the hoofprint Tom had brought as evidence. A 6-inch deep depression, twice the width of Jake's hand. His heart pounded, not from the size, but from the memories. Tom gripped Jake's arm, almost pleading. "You gotta take care of it, Jake. The town's counting on you." Jake nodded, though inside, the old fear clawed its way back. A caged beast awakened. He knew Hogzilla wasn't just a wild boar. It was a ghost from his past, calling him back to the battlefield. That very night, Jake drove his old Ford to Sam's cafe. Emily was already there, sent by the university to gather data on the wild boars. Adjusting her glasses, she spoke firmly. I want to capture it alive. Study why they're growing so fast. Sam scoffed, taking another sip of coffee. Kid, that thing ain't a rabbit. It'll tear you apart before you count its tusks. Jake remained silent, his gaze fixed on the rifle resting on the table. He knew he couldn't refuse. Not for Tom, not for the town, but for himself. As the three of them left the cafe, the night had already fallen. The wind howled through the Ozarks, carrying an eerie whistle through the trees. The hunt for Hogzilla had begun. Night falls over Boonville, and the yellow light from Sam Hargrove's cafe spills onto the red dirt road. Jake Thornton pushes open the door, a .38 Winchester slung over his back, his eyes filled with both determination and unease. Emily Carter sits at a table, spreading out a map of the Ozarks before her, her finger pointing to an area near Blue Mountain Lake. Tom's description of the footprints matches my report, she says, her voice full of passion. I set up a cage trap here last week. If we can capture it alive, we might find a way to relocate the wild boars out of the farmland. Sam takes a final sip of his coffee and smirks. You think that Hogzilla is just going to waltz into your trap? I'll bet you $10 it'll tear that thing apart before you can even turn on the camera. Jake places his hand on the map, cutting in. No time for arguments. It's near Blue Mountain Lake, 12 miles from here. We leave at dawn. We'll bring your trap, but my gun and knife are what we'll rely on. He pulls a razor-sharp 8-inch steel knife from his pocket, its blade gleaming under the light. Emily frowns, but nods reluctantly. Sam stands up and pats Jake's shoulder. You're more like your father than you think. Don't let fear guide your trigger finger. The three split up to check their gear. Jake with his rifle and knife, Emily carrying the camera and net trap, and Sam taking only his handmade bow and a quiver of wooden arrows. As they step out of the cafe, the cold wind from the Ozarks whistles past, rustling the leaves as if forewarning the battle ahead. What do you think about this thrilling and dangerous journey of hunting Hogzilla? Let us know your thoughts. Dawn breaks, and Jake's old Ford growls as it rumbles down the rugged trail leading into the Ozark woods. Towering red oaks and pines surround them, their thick canopy filtering the sunlight into weak golden streaks across the forest floor. After 2 hours of driving and a 1-mile trek on foot, they stop near the banks of the Petit Jean River, less than half a mile from Blue Mountain Lake. The air is damp, carrying the scent of churned-up soil and exposed tree roots. Let Lionfarm Channel take you on this incredibly exciting and captivating journey. Jake kneels, pressing his fingers into a fresh 6-inch deep footprint. It's Hogzilla's. It's close, he whispers, tightening his grip on the rifle's stock. Emily powers on the camera, capturing the tracks. Look at this. It's at least 400 pounds. These things multiply faster than we expected. Her voice wavers between awe and concern. Sam squints toward the denser part of the woods, pointing at a cluster of toppled trees. It's not just big, it's aggressive. Look at the way it's smashed through those trees, like a damn tank. Jake remains silent, his gaze drifting. Memories flood back. The night his father fell. The monstrous growl of the boar blending with his father's final, desperate scream. Jake, run! His father's voice echoes in his mind, making his hands tremble slightly. Emily notices and places a hand on his shoulder. You okay? Jake takes a deep breath and nods. This ends today. The group presses on, their footsteps growing heavier. The birds have stopped singing, leaving only the eerie sound of the wind howling through the ravines. They know they've entered Hogzilla's territory, and it knows they're here. By noon, the sun stands high, but under the dense Ozark canopy, the light barely filters through. They stop near a narrow gorge by the Petit Jean River, where the gentle trickle of water mingles with the rustling leaves. Sam raises his hand, signaling for silence, an arrow already nocked in his bow. You hear that? He whispers. A deep, guttural growl rumbles from the thicket 50 feet away. Jake holds his breath, lifting his rifle, eyes locked on the massive shadow shifting between the trees. Then Hogzilla steps into view, a monstrous, bristly black beast, nearly 4 feet tall, its long, curved tusks protruding menacingly from its snout. It paws at the ground, its blood-red eyes fixed on them. "Oh my God," Emily murmurs, her hands trembling as she presses the record button. Jake steadies his aim, finger on the trigger. "Nobody move," he orders, but before he can fire, Hogzilla lunges, fast as a storm. The gunshot rings out, bam! But the bullet only grazes its shoulder, embedding itself in a tree. The beast roars, crashing through the underbrush, charging straight at them. Emily screams and stumbles back, while Sam, quick as lightning, releases an arrow. The wooden shaft whizzes through the air, striking Hogzilla's left shoulder. Blood trickles from the wound, but it doesn't slow down. It veers, ramming into a nearby boulder with brute force, sending Sam tumbling to the ground. Jake shouted, "Sam!" He rushed forward, but Hogzilla had already turned, its fangs gleaming, ready to strike. Emily threw a rock, trying to distract it, but the beast only growled before charging into the deep forest, leaving a trail of blood on the ground. Jake's breathing was heavy, his hand gripping a dagger tightly. "It's not over," Sam said, getting up with a bruise on his shoulder. "And neither are we." As dawn broke over the Ozarks, golden sunlight streamed through the trees, casting a glow over Hogzilla's motionless body near Blue Mountain Lake. Jake leaned against a rock, dried blood staining his hands, eyes locked on the 420-pound beast, the largest he had ever seen. Emily knelt beside him, carefully wrapping a cut on his arm, her voice soft. "You did it, Jake. It's over." He nodded, and for the first time in 20 years, he felt at peace. The memories of his father, the screams, the razor-sharp tusks, were no longer a burden, but a driving force that had carried him through. Sam, wincing from his sore shoulder, stepped forward and clapped Jake on the back. "You're stronger than your old man, kid. He'd be proud." He chuckled, pulling a 6-inch tusk from Hogzilla and handing it to Jake. "Keep it as a reminder. The forest tests us, but we can overcome it." Emily gazed at the fallen beast, thoughtful. "I wanted to save them, but I understand now. Sometimes we have to destroy to protect." The innocence in her had faded, replaced by the harsh realities of the Ozarks. They sat there in the morning light, saying nothing, just feeling the weight of their victory and the bond forged by the hunt. The group left the forest, Jake's Ford rumbling down the dirt path near the Petit Jean River, carrying Hogzilla's body to the village of Boonville. "You folks are lifesavers," he cheered, but Jake only shook his head, slipping the tusk into his pocket. As the truck disappeared over the hill, a low growl rumbled in the distance, deep within the Ozarks. Another wild boar? Maybe. Jake allowed himself a small smile. The battle with the wilderness never truly ended, but now he was ready for it. Hopefully, through this story, Lionfarm Channel has provided you with greater insight into the harm caused by wild boars and the journey to control them to ensure a sustainable ecosystem. Hello everyone, today we will embark on an exciting and challenging adventure where experienced hunters face wild and dangerous wild boars. You will witness 100 unforgettable moments, thrilling chases that few could ever imagine. Get ready and join the Lionfarm channel as we explore this unexpected journey. Boar hunting in the mountains is an activity that is not only challenging, but also carries a unique thrill, especially for those who love exploring the wilderness. However, it is also an experience with many potential risks if proper preparation is not made. To hunt wild boar safely and responsibly, hunters must understand the basic rules, adhere to local laws, and have a clear understanding of the importance of wildlife conservation. Before hunting, hunters must prepare thoroughly. Common tools include hunting knives, long spears, or, in some cases, hunting rifles. Additionally, specially trained hunting dogs to track and chase wild boars are indispensable companions. When entering the forest, hunters must look for signs of wild boar, footprints in the damp earth, small round droppings, or trees uprooted by their foraging. These signs help pinpoint the location of the prey, creating a sense of anticipation as the hunt begins. The moment of confrontation with the wild boar is the pinnacle of excitement. Wild boars can weigh between 110 and over 220 pounds, with sharp, long tusks and incredible strength. When cornered, they won't hesitate to attack, requiring the hunter to coordinate skillfully with teammates and hunting dogs to surround the animal. A precise spear thrust or a timely shot can bring down the prey, providing an indescribable sense of victory. After the hunt, the wild boar meat is usually shared within the community, becoming a valuable food source, while the story of the battle is recounted around the campfire, enriching the local culture. In your opinion, how does mountain boar hunting differ from other control methods? Mountain boar hunting offers an exhilarating experience, but it carries significant risks if hunters are not well prepared. Wild boars are powerful animals with strong resistance when attacked. Failing to equip oneself with protective gear such as armor, accurate firearms, and lacking hunting skills could lead to dangerous accidents. Hunters need to understand the terrain, boar behavior, and safety measures to ensure safety. Mountain terrain is often slippery, full of thorns, and home to dangerous insects, requiring hunters to be thoroughly prepared. Wearing non-slip shoes, long sleeves, and protective gloves is essential to reduce the risk of injury. Additionally, hunting alone is not advisable. A group of 2, 3, or more people will provide mutual support in case of accidents or a boar attack. Having companions, especially in dangerous situations, greatly increases the chances of survival. Wild boars have extremely sensitive hearing and smell, but their vision is poor. Therefore, hunters need to move against the wind to avoid being detected. More importantly, identifying the size and condition of the wild boar is essential. Adult male boars are usually much more aggressive than females or piglets, requiring hunters to be extra cautious when facing them. Knowledge of this animal's behavior and characteristics will help hunters respond effectively and safely. Mountain climbing and pursuing wild boars demand good physical strength and endurance. Hunters should regularly train to cope with long, challenging paths. Moreover, learning basic first aid, especially for treating wounds caused by boar tusks, is extremely important. Boar tusks can cause infections if not treated promptly, so hunters need to be equipped with first aid knowledge to ensure safety when facing danger. Wild boar hunting is not just a survival activity, but also provides valuable lessons about the relationship between humans and nature. Through this, hunters learn to respect and understand the habitats of wild animals. It is an opportunity to develop patience, survival skills, and a clear awareness of the importance of protecting and preserving nature to maintain ecological balance for future generations. Wild boars often destroy crops, causing significant damage to farmers. Hunting can help reduce this damage, but if not controlled, it can lead to ecological imbalance. The hunting process needs a well-thought-out plan to ensure that wildlife numbers are not diminished and ecosystem stability is maintained. Controlling wild boar populations in a scientific and sustainable manner is crucial to protecting both farmers and nature. Community education about sustainable hunting is essential. Instead of killing all wild boars in an area, hunters should prioritize adult males and avoid pregnant females or piglets. This helps maintain the population and protect the ecosystem. Additionally, combining hunting with conservation programs such as reforestation or wildlife monitoring will provide long-term benefits. Wild boars have become a serious issue in many countries, significantly affecting the economy, environment, and human lives. According to the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, the global wild boar population has surged in recent decades due to climate change, loss of natural habitats, and the absence of natural predators. In response, many governments have implemented strong measures. Controlled hunting is applied, combined with drone surveillance instead of helicopters to reduce costs. Post-hunt policies are also being tightened, requiring the proper disposal or recycling of wild boar meat to prevent diseases like African swine fever, which can spread to livestock. To achieve a sustainable solution, close cooperation between the government, citizens, and animal protection organizations is necessary. Educating the community about the role of wild boars in the ecosystem, such as helping to disperse seeds, is essential. At the same time, applying modern technology, building ecological fences, and adjusting land use planning can reduce conflicts between humans and wildlife. Only when a balance is achieved between environmental protection, safety, and economic development can this issue be thoroughly resolved, bringing long-term benefits to society. I hope today's video has provided you with some entertaining moments from the memorable experiences of wild boar hunting. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with friends to support the Lion Farm channel. Goodbye and see you again. Hello everyone. Have you ever wondered why there are millions of wild boars in the United States, yet people here don't eat them? In this video, let's join Lion Farm to explore and answer this question. Many Americans believe that eating wild boar meat is unethical because it could contribute to the spread of diseases. Wild boars were introduced to the United States in the 19th century as a food source for both humans and animals. However, they quickly multiplied and became a dangerous invasive species. According to the United States Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, wild boars cause up to $2.5 billion in damages to the agricultural industry every year. They harm scenic areas and pollute the environment. These water sources become contaminated, and without surveillance cameras in these areas, we wouldn't know the cause of the pollution. Wild boars carry parasites that can transmit diseases to humans, such as tapeworms and the Toxoplasma gondii parasite, which can also spread to other animals. Wild boar meat can have an unpleasant odor, especially when they consume things like insects, animal carcasses, and garbage. In landfill areas, you can easily see them scavenging through waste. This odor can make some people reluctant to eat wild boar meat. This wild boar is eating the remains of a fawn. They consume anything they come across, which affects the quality of their meat. Wild boar meat is an expensive source of protein, but since they are wild animals, hunting them for meat is more costly than raising domestic pigs. Hunters must have experience and undergo extensive training. Each hunting trip is costly in terms of time and money, and is especially dangerous. To make hunting easier, safer, and more enjoyable, many people spend a lot of money to participate in helicopter hunting trips. Wild boar meat is difficult to preserve and can spoil quickly. Since it contains high levels of fat and protein, it creates an ideal environment for bacterial growth. The muscle tissue and meat hold a lot of moisture, and if stored at improper temperatures, bacteria can multiply rapidly, leading to spoiling. Wild boar meat is not commonly found in stores in the United States, making it difficult for people to access. Hunters usually process and preserve the meat themselves after a successful hunt, which is why most Americans don't have access to wild boar meat. While there are reasons why many Americans avoid it, in recent years, wild boar meat has gained some popularity. In the United States, some people believe that wild boar meat has a richer flavor than conventional pork. It is also a great source of essential vitamins and minerals, like B vitamins, iron, and zinc. So how do they process and preserve wild boar meat? Let's find out now. First, the hunter uses a sharp knife to skin the animal. You can see his skillful and precise movements. Within moments, the wild boar's hide is completely removed. Next, he cuts the meat into sections and transfers them into ice-filled containers for preservation. Did you notice something special? He uses only one knife to process the entire boar. That's quite an impressive skill, isn't it? There are many ways to prepare wild boar meat, but one important thing to note is that the fat has a strong odor, so it should be removed before cooking. Let's watch how the hunter prepares it. First, he evenly sprinkles spices over the meat and mixes them in thoroughly. Then the meat is grilled. Since the cuts are quite thick, it takes about 30 to 45 minutes to cook through. Once done, the meat is taken out and additional seasoning is added. Depending on your preference, you can enhance the flavor with ingredients like honey, sugar, butter, or alcohol. Next, the meat is tightly wrapped in foil and grilled again, allowing the flavors to fully absorb, creating a delicious taste. To ensure safety when eating wild boar meat, It should be cooked at around 160 DGC. At this temperature, bacteria in the meat are eliminated, making it safe to consume. Next, we come to the most anticipated part of the video, the audience Q&A section. A viewer asked, how do American hunters handle their game after hunting wild ducks? Lionfarm is here to answer your question. In the United States, game birds like wild ducks are processed following a structured method to ensure the meat retains its best quality and is not wasted. After making a successful shot, hunters thoroughly inspect the bird to ensure it is not damaged or diseased. If a duck is hit in a way that ruins most of the meat, hunters may discard it or salvage only the usable parts. The cleaning process takes place either on site or back at the hunting camp. There are two main ways to clean a wild duck: fully plucking it to keep the skin intact, or skinning it quickly to save time. If hunters want to retain the skin for a richer flavor, they will soak the duck in hot water, around 60 degrees 70 DHC, for a few minutes before plucking to make the process easier. For a faster method, they might simply remove the breast, discard the internal organs, and take only the best cuts of meat. Once cleaned, the duck is immediately chilled to maintain freshness. In cold weather, hunters may store the meat outdoors in a mesh bag for proper airflow. In warmer conditions, they use ice coolers, or bring the meat home for freezing. Some hunters also brine the duck with salt, or an ice salt solution to remove any gamey odor and firm up the meat. When preparing wild duck, it can be grilled, smoked, or used in stews. Since wild duck meat has a stronger flavor and less fat than farm-raised ducks, it is often paired with sauces or seasonings to balance the taste. Some hunters make sausages, pâté, or traditional dishes like duck poppers, where duck meat is wrapped with jalapeno peppers and bacon. A popular dish in the southern United States. Additionally, hunting wild ducks in the United States is strictly regulated by law. Hunters must have a valid license and follow bag limits, which set the number of ducks allowed per day. These regulations help protect ecosystems and maintain sustainable waterfowl populations. Some hunters even donate duck meat to charities to support those in need. In conclusion, wild ducks are processed professionally and used efficiently, reflecting the deep respect American hunters have for nature. I hope that through today's video, you have gained a better understanding of the solutions the United States government has implemented to deal with wild boars. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends to support Lionfarm. Goodbye, and see you next time. Hello everyone. Have you ever imagined yourself standing amidst the majestic Russian mountains, covered in white snow, your breath freezing in the air, with the sound of hunting rifles echoing? Today, Lionfarm will take you on a breathtaking journey through 100 of the most thrilling wild boar hunting moments on the icy snow. Are you ready to explore? Let's get started. Hunting wild boars in the snow is both a traditional and highly challenging activity for Russian hunters. With its harsh climate, winter lasts from November to April, and temperatures can drop as low as 40 degc in Siberia. This activity not only requires skill, but also an extraordinary level of bravery. Wild boars are a common species in Russia, distributed from the European plains to the Siberian forests. According to the Russian Institute of Ecology and Evolution, in 2023, the wild boar population was estimated to be between 1.2 and 1.5 million. In Western Siberia alone, where the snow is thick, the wild boar population is around 300,000–400,000, accounting for nearly 25% of the total, reflecting how the environment affects their distribution. Hunting is an integral part of Russian culture, especially in rural areas. According to the Russian Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment, approximately 2.5 million hunters are licensed each year. Of these, 15%, 375,000 people, hunt wild boars during the snowy season. In Krasnoyarsk and Irkutsk, where snowfall reaches 80 to 120 CEs each season, the number of wild boar hunters increases significantly, making up 20% of local hunters, reflecting their adaptation to extreme conditions. A fully grown wild boar in Russia typically weighs between 150 and 330 pounds, with some individuals in the Ural region reaching up to 660 pounds. According to the Russian Hunting and Conservation Association, about 150,000 to 200,000 wild boars are hunted each winter, yielding approximately 12,000 to 18,000 tons of meat. Wild boar meat is not only used for family consumption, but is also sold on the market at prices ranging from approximately $3.15 per kilogram, providing a significant source of income for local communities. Hunting wild boars in Russia's snowy terrain is an art that demands thorough preparation. According to surveys from Russian hunting forums such as Ohotnikiru, around 70% of hunters use rifles, such as Mosin Nagant or SKS, with 7.62 mm caliber bullets, while 20% use modern bows and arrows for added challenge. In Siberia, 10% of hunters rely on Leica dogs, native breeds known for their exceptional scent tracking ability and skill in chasing wild boars through the snow. Statistics show that each hunting trip lasts about 6-8 hours, covering distances of 10-15 km through deep snow, burning 800-1,000 calories per person. This demonstrates the extraordinary endurance and patience of hunters, while highlighting the crucial role of Leica dogs in traditional hunting in this harsh environment. Although wild boars are a valuable resource, they also cause significant damage to agriculture and ecosystems. According to the Russian Ministry of Agriculture, wild boars destroy crops worth approximately $20 million annually, particularly in suburban areas of Moscow and Rostov. Hunting in the snow helps regulate their population and protect the taiga forest ecosystem. Wild boar hunting in the snow is not just about statistics. It is intertwined with thrilling stories. A 2022 report from Komsomolskaya Pravda told the tale of Ivan Petrov, a hunter in the Altai region, who encountered a 617-pound wild boar in the midst of a snowstorm. After a grueling 3-hour chase, he finally brought the animal down, but it took him 2 more days to drag the carcass back to his village. An achievement that became legendary. The Russian winter is not for the faint-hearted. In popular wild boar hunting regions such as Siberia, the average temperature is 85 DGC, with piercing winds blowing at speeds of 30 to 50 km/h. Statistics indicate that about 5% of hunters have experienced mild frostbite during trips, and 1% have encountered severe accidents due to slippery snow-covered terrain. Hunting wild boars in the Russian snow is not just a survival activity, but also a symbol of resilience, skill, and harmony with nature. From the 1.5 billion wild boars in the wilderness, 375,000 hunters participating, and 18,000 tons of meat harvested, these numbers tell the story of a country where humans and nature collide in dramatic fashion. Through this, we learn that hunting is not just a pastime, it is also a responsibility. The responsibility to maintain nature's balance in the vast, snow-covered forests. Welcome to the most intense hunt. Every year, hundreds of traffic accidents occur not only in the United States, but also in many other countries due to invasive species darting onto roads. So what can hunters do to stop them? The answer lies in the wildest and most dramatic hunting moments captured by Lionfarm in today's video. In Italy, wild boars are not just ordinary animals. They have become a serious threat to road safety and human life. Collisions with wild boars on highways are increasing, causing significant property damage and posing a high risk of injury to drivers. According to official statistics, hundreds of accidents involving these animals occur every year, many of which lead to prolonged traffic jams and considerable economic losses. Beyond vehicle damage, the remains of wild boars after collisions contribute to road blockages, increasing the risk of secondary accidents when other vehicles must brake suddenly or swerve to avoid obstacles. The costs of vehicle repairs, site cleanups, and congestion damages are estimated to reach hundreds of millions of dollars annually. Recognizing the threat posed by invasive wild boars, the Italian government has adjusted control policies to mitigate their negative impact on agriculture, the environment, and traffic safety. One crucial measure is allowing regulated hunting, particularly at night, the time when these animals are most active. Authorities also encourage the use of surveillance technology, smart traps, and increased collaboration with wildlife experts to manage the boar population more effectively. The goal is to balance the ecosystem, protect resources, and reduce risks to humans. To ensure both effectiveness and safety, the government has established strict hunting regulations. Participants must be at least 18 years old, possess a valid license, and undergo thorough training. Hunters are permitted to use modern equipment such as infrared scopes and thermal imaging lights to track and identify targets from a distance. All hunting activities must be conducted under official supervision to minimize risks. A team of professional hunters ventures into the dense forest where wild boars frequently appear. Each hunter is equipped with the appropriate weapon, typically a 0.38 caliber Winchester rifle, powerful enough to take down fully grown boars weighing over 220 lb. Additionally, they wear specialized protective gear, thick clothing to prevent injuries from impacts, bulletproof vests in case of sudden boar attacks, and thick gloves for handling the animals after they are brought down. Wild boars possess extremely sharp senses, particularly in smell and hearing, allowing them to detect danger from afar. For this reason, hunters must move cautiously, using wind direction to mask their scent and maintaining a safe distance. Even the slightest noise can cause the boars to flee, or, if cornered, to turn and attack with formidable strength and speed. Wild boars can reach speeds of up to 25 kilometers an hour, and with their sharp tusks, pose a severe danger to anyone unprepared for close encounters. In addition to ground hunting, the Italian government has implemented aerial hunting, using helicopters to control the wild boar population on a large scale, especially in hard-to-reach areas. This method increases hunting efficiency, but also comes with significant risks, requiring hunters to have at least 5 years of experience and precise shooting skills from above. Before each hunting season, helicopters undergo at least 3 technical inspections to ensure the crew's safety during high-speed pursuits, minimizing accidents and optimizing the effectiveness of controlling this invasive species. Helicopter pilots and hunters must coordinate closely to identify targets, ensuring the highest shooting accuracy. Maintaining helicopter stability at high speeds, while keeping a safe distance, demands advanced professional skills. This activity is only permitted during designated hours and in authorized areas to minimize its impact on residents, livestock, and the natural ecosystem. Authorities also enforce strict monitoring measures to ensure compliance with regulations and evaluate the effectiveness of this method in controlling invasive wild boars. Wild boar population control is not limited to hunting but also includes proper carcass disposal to prevent environmental pollution and disease outbreaks. According to Italian government regulations, after each hunt, hunters must collect, count and report the number of wild boars taken down to the managing authorities. The carcasses may undergo veterinary inspection and be processed for food if they meet safety standards. If unfit for consumption, the remains are disposed of through biological treatment or controlled incineration to ensure sustainability. Some local restaurants have taken advantage of legally hunted wild boar meat to create specialty dishes, reducing resource waste and boosting the regional economy. Wild boar meat is highly valued for its rich flavor and high nutritional content. However, before entering the market, the meat must undergo strict veterinary inspections to eliminate risks of disease, particularly African swine fever or parasites. The Italian government has also imposed strict regulations to ensure food quality, protect public health, and maintain the sustainability of the local culinary industry. Wild boars have become a severe problem in Italy, impacting not only traffic safety, but also the economy and environment. The government has implemented strong measures, including regulated hunting, helicopter-assisted control, and strict post-hunt processing policies. However, to fully resolve this issue, collaboration between the government, citizens, and wildlife protection organizations is essential in finding a sustainable solution that balances road safety and environmental conservation. Now we come to the most anticipated part of the video, the Q&A session. A viewer has asked, what can bison hide be used for? Lionfarm is happy to answer your question. Bison hide has high utility value and is used in various fields. First, in the fashion and leather goods industry, bison leather is crafted into premium products such as shoes, belts, wallets, handbags, and leather jackets due to its durability, thickness, and unique grain pattern. Compared to domestic cattle leather, bison leather is often tougher and more resistant to wear, resulting in longer-lasting products with a rugged, wild appearance. Additionally, bison hide is used in the production of saddles, bridles, and gear for horseback riding, hunting, or exploration. In interior design, it can be used for upholstery, decorative rugs, or wall coverings, adding a touch of luxury and classic style. In some regions, bison hide is also used to make drums or traditional musical instruments due to its elasticity and superior sound quality. Overall, with its exceptional durability and natural beauty, bison leather is a highly sought-after material applied in many industries. We hope today's video has given you insight into how the Italian government is tackling the wild boar problem. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends to support Lionfarm. See you next time. Hello everyone! Did you know that with their numbers reaching into the thousands, wild buffalo are causing millions of dollars in economic damage? What is happening in Namibia? The people here are not only facing this issue, but have also discovered unique methods to control them. Join Lionfarm today as we explore fascinating stories and unexpected solutions that the people of Namibia are implementing. Wild buffalo in Namibia have caused numerous serious incidents, including vehicle overturns and property destruction, with estimated damages reaching up to $2 million. Although the Namibian government has implemented various measures to manage and reduce the impact of these animals, the situation remains uncontrolled, with dozens of new attacks occurring each month. Authorities are seeking sustainable solutions to minimize conflicts between wild buffalo and humans. However, due to their large population and unpredictable behavior, controlling them remains a challenge. The government has established protected areas, but the increasing number of attacks and property damage continues to be an urgent issue. Research shows that applying technology such as remote tracking and data analysis has significantly improved buffalo herd management. These technologies not only enhance hunting efficiency, but also contribute to conservation efforts and the protection of wild buffalo in their natural habitat. By integrating modern technology with sustainable management practices, Namibia aims to create a more balanced ecosystem for buffalo and other wildlife. Wild buffalo habitats are often difficult to access, requiring hunters to be well prepared. Many conservation programs have been implemented to control buffalo populations, including relocating them to tribal-managed lands where they can live freely and thrive. When hunting in Namibia's wilderness, hunters often set up tents for concealment, allowing them to avoid detection and take more accurate shots. Bait, typically consisting of grass and grains, mimics the buffalo's natural food sources, helping to attract them to designated hunting areas. Thanks to thorough preparation, hunters can approach buffalo at close ranges between 100 and 130 feet. In open areas with no cover, hunters in Namibia must maintain a safe distance of at least 160 to 190 feet to avoid detection and potential danger from wild buffalo. If they get too close, the buffalo may react aggressively when feeling threatened. As of now, there have been no recorded cases of hunters being attacked by wild buffalo in Namibia. This is largely due to the experience of the hunters and their completion of training courses on buffalo behavior. These courses equip them with the knowledge needed to recognize and avoid dangerous situations while hunting. By understanding buffalo behavior, hunters can ensure a safer and more effective hunting process. The official buffalo hunting permit in Namibia is issued to a limited number of participants each season. Each hunter is only allowed to hunt one buffalo per season under a special permit. The annual quota for buffalo hunting is determined based on migration patterns and government regulations to ensure the conservation of the species. Exceeding the permitted buffalo hunting limit in Namibia can lead to severe penalties, including permit revocation and even criminal charges. This highlights the importance of following hunting regulation. In addition to using bows and arrows, hunters in Namibia are also allowed to use firearms for buffalo hunting. Each hunting season, many hunters gather in the area to participate in the activity. To qualify for a hunting permit, hunters must be at least 18 years old and complete a hunting safety course, ensuring they have the necessary knowledge and skills to hunt responsibly. Hunters are also prohibited from acting recklessly or making loud noises, as this can alarm the buffalo and provoke dangerous reactions. Maintaining silence and adhering to safety protocols is crucial for the protection of both hunters and wildlife. By analyzing buffalo dung patterns on the ground, hunters can quickly determine their routes and locations. Large caliber rifles, such as the 0.3.6 or 0.3 Win Mag, are commonly used for effective buffalo hunting. These firearms are preferred for their accuracy and power, making them capable of taking down large buffalo efficiently. The use of firearms for buffalo hunting in Namibia is strictly regulated. There are laws prohibiting the use of buffalo hunting rifles for other species to preserve ecological balance and ensure the survival of wild buffalo. These regulations not only protect the animals, but also help maintain a natural habitat for other wildlife species. Buffalo meat is often distributed to local communities, providing an important food source for those in need. Additionally, buffalo horns are displayed at hunting facilities as a symbol of success, offering hunters an opportunity to share their experiences and memorable stories from the hunt. Managing buffalo populations in Namibia is a critical task to ensure their long-term sustainability and protect the natural ecosystem. One of the primary strategies for managing these populations is the implementation of controlled hunting programs, which help regulate buffalo numbers while preventing conflicts with humans. Next, we move on to the most anticipated part of the video, the Q&A session, where the channel answers questions from our viewers. One viewer asked, "What dishes can be made from wild turkey after hunting?" Lionfarm is happy to answer your question. Wild turkey is a versatile poultry that can be prepared in many delicious ways. First, you can make roast turkey, a flavorful dish commonly served at large gatherings, especially during Thanksgiving. To prepare it, marinate the turkey with spices, herbs, and lemon to enhance its aroma and taste. Another great option is turkey soup, where the meat is slow cooked with vegetables and seasonings, creating a warm and nutritious meal for the family. You can also try stir-fried turkey by shredding the meat into small pieces and stir-frying it with vegetables like bell peppers, onions, and mushrooms. A quick yet nutrient-packed dish. Lastly, you can make crispy fried turkey, coated in a golden crunchy batter and served with dipping sauce. Perfect for gatherings with friends. We hope today's video has given you a better understanding of how Namibia's government manages, controls, and conserves wild buffalo in their natural habitat. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends to support Lionfarm. See you in the next video. Goodbye and take care. Hello everyone, can you believe it? Millions of wild boars are silently wreaking havoc across the United States, posing a serious threat to agriculture, the environment, and native wildlife. These destructive invaders cause billions of dollars in damage each year, and hunters have become the unsung heroes in this tough battle. Curious to learn the truth and their crucial role? Join Lionfarm as we dive into this fascinating story. Helicopter hunting has become an effective method for controlling the wild boar population in the United States, an invasive species that severely impacts agriculture and the natural environment. Research and field reports indicate that aerial hunting can significantly reduce wild boar numbers in targeted areas within a short period. Hunting wild boars from helicopters in the United States is conducted under strict regulations to ensure safety, animal welfare, and legal compliance. Participants must possess a valid firearm license and obtain special authorization for aerial hunting. This activity is primarily aimed at controlling the population of this destructive species, which poses a major threat to agriculture and the natural ecosystem in many regions. Areas and operational conditions. Additionally, all hunting procedures must adhere to strict aviation safety standards and ensure that animals do not suffer unnecessary pain. This practice plays a crucial role in protecting ecosystems and minimizing damage to the agricultural sector. To effectively hunt wild boars from helicopters, the use of specialized equipment is essential. Hunters typically use high-powered rifles, such as the Winchester 0.308, Springfield 0.3-6, and Remington 700, known for their accuracy and penetration, ideal for targeting fast-moving animals. As for aircraft, compact and agile helicopters like the Robinson R-44 or Bell 206 are preferred, due to their ease of navigation in complex terrain and ability to fly at low altitudes for spotting wild boars. These tools not only enhance hunting efficiency, but also improve safety for hunters and pilots during operations. The combination of suitable weaponry and aircraft plays a vital role in effectively and sustainably managing the wild boar population. Once the location of the wild boars is identified, the pilot and hunter work closely together to determine the optimal approach. The pilot maneuvers the helicopter to fly slowly or hover in a strategic position, creating the perfect shooting angle for the hunter. This synchronized coordination not only enhances the efficiency of eliminating the target, but also ensures maximum safety for the entire team. This is a crucial factor in the success of aerial hunting operations. The effectiveness of this method stems from several key factors. The helicopter's high mobility is a major advantage, allowing the hunting team to cover vast areas, including remote or rugged terrains where wild boars typically reside. This capability significantly improves the detection and elimination of wild boars. The seamless coordination between the hunter and pilot not only increases the success rate of each hunt, but also ensures professionalism and safety throughout the operation. Hunters play a critical role in protecting the agricultural industry in the United States by reducing the damage caused by wild boars, an invasive species that inflict severe losses. These animals not only destroy staple crops such as sugarcane and wheat, but also damage a variety of fruits and vegetables, greatly impacting farmers' livelihoods. For instance, a single herd of wild boars can trample acres of farmland in just one night, rendering an entire season's worth of cultivation efforts useless. Wild boar hunting helps safeguard crops, alleviating the financial burden on farmers while maintaining agricultural productivity. Controlling this destructive species is not only essential for securing farmers' incomes, but also for ensuring food security in many regions. Much like protecting a lake from invasive fish species, managing wild boars is a crucial step in preserving ecological balance. This effort is an essential component of sustainable agricultural development and environmental conservation in the United States. By controlling wild boar populations, hunters contribute to biodiversity protection and help maintain balance within ecosystems. This, in turn, supports vital ecological services, such as improving soil quality, preserving water resources, and sustaining natural food chains. These benefits not only hold ecological significance, but also generate substantial economic value, promoting sustainable growth for both agriculture and the natural environment. Reducing the presence of wild boars not only safeguards livestock health, but also minimizes the risk of disease outbreaks, easing the economic and social burden of disease control measures. Moreover, managing this invasive species plays a crucial role in protecting ecosystem health, maintaining biological balance, and mitigating negative environmental impacts. This ensures long-term stability and sustainable development for both agricultural communities and natural habitats across the United States. Next, we come to the most anticipated part of the video, the Q&A session, where viewers ask and Lionfarm answers. One viewer asks, how is grey wolf hunting regulated in the United States to ensure the conservation of wolf populations? Lionfarm is happy to answer your question. Grey wolf hunting in the United States is strictly managed to balance conservation efforts and wildlife population control. Once on the brink of extinction in the 20th century, grey wolves received strong protection under the Endangered Species Act of 1973. Thanks to these conservation efforts, wolf populations in states like Montana, Wyoming, and Idaho have significantly recovered. However, after their numbers stabilized, some states took over management from the federal government. Currently, wolf hunting is regulated by seasonal quotas, setting specific limits on the number of wolves that can be hunted to ensure the population remains sustainable. States also require hunters to obtain permits and adhere to strict guidelines. This management approach not only helps maintain ecological balance, but also reduces conflicts between wolves and livestock, while providing educational opportunities about the critical role wolves play in the natural environment. We hope today's video has helped you better understand how the United States is addressing the wild boar problem. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends to support Lionfarm. See you next time. Hello everyone. Today, we explore crocodiles, ancient reptiles that have existed for over 200 million years, dating back to the Triassic period. Thanks to their incredible adaptability, they have survived multiple mass extinctions and remain apex predators in tropical regions. Let's join Lionfarm to uncover the secrets of these powerful creatures. Crocodiles possess remarkable survival traits, including their ability to thrive in aquatic environments, stealthy nature, and extraordinary physical strength, allowing them to endure for millions of years. However, in Miami, Florida, hundreds of crocodile attacks on humans occur annually, causing fear among local residents. This alarming situation has raised concerns about public safety and wildlife management. To reduce the risk of crocodile attacks, farmers and residents in Miami have implemented protective measures, such as posting warning signs in hazardous areas near bodies of water. These signs help raise awareness, cautioning people to stay away and ensuring community safety. Additionally, farmers collaborate with authorities to monitor and control the crocodile population, capturing or relocating them when necessary. These measures help minimize attack risks, protect communities and livelihoods, and demonstrate Miami's commitment to public safety. Facing the crocodile crisis, the Miami community has adopted various sustainable strategies, including regulated crocodile hunting. Professional hunters follow strict legal guidelines, only removing or eliminating dangerous crocodiles to ensure human safety while maintaining ecological balance. Crocodile hunting requires precision weaponry to prevent harm to their natural habitat. Since swamps, rivers, and lakes are their primary dwellings, interventions must be carried out carefully to protect the ecosystem. This approach helps reduce attack risks while preserving natural equilibrium. Successful crocodile hunting demands deep knowledge of their behavior and biology. Hunters use boats or camouflage to approach without alarming the crocodile, minimizing danger. Accuracy is crucial for a swift, humane kill, reducing the animal's suffering. Approaching a crocodile requires meticulous planning to avoid mistakes that could endanger both parties. Hunters must thoroughly understand crocodile behavior to choose the right timing and strike location, ensuring a safe and effective hunt while adhering to wildlife protection principles. Crocodile hunting must be conducted with caution to prevent unnecessary suffering and environmental disruption. Hunters need skills, patience, and a deep understanding of crocodile behavior to ensure effectiveness, safety, and ethical hunting principles. When conditions allow, bow hunting crocodiles requires exceptional skill, patience, and behavioral insight. Hunters use specially designed broadhead arrows to penetrate the crocodile's tough scales, ensuring effectiveness without excessive harm. This method is commonly applied in swamps, riverbanks, and lakes. Crocodiles encroaching on residential areas pose risks to both people and livestock, necessitating effective and humane conflict management strategies. These measures help reduce attack risks, safeguard crocodiles in their habitats, and maintain community safety and ecological balance. Let's move on to the next animal right now. Dealing with baboons presents many challenges due to their ability to quickly adapt to human environments. They invade residential areas, cause property damage, pose security threats, and sometimes attack people. This puts significant pressure on authorities to find effective solutions. The conflict between baboons and communities requires sustainable solutions, such as establishing conservation areas, monitoring baboon behavior, and educating the public. These measures help protect residents, reduce conflicts, and contribute to the conservation of wildlife in their natural habitat. In urban areas, baboons exploit waste for food, creating hygiene and safety issues. They rummage through trash bins, scattering waste, which affects waste management and public health. This behavior leads to pollution, degrades the landscape, and impacts residents' quality of life. When baboons gain access to food, they can become aggressive, attack people, and even invade vehicles, posing serious dangers. To reduce conflicts, improving waste management, increasing monitoring, and protecting residents while limiting baboon intrusion into cities are essential. Regulated hunting with rifles can help protect agriculture and minimize the damage caused by baboons. However, this measure must comply with legal regulations, requiring hunters to have valid licenses to ensure legality and humane execution. Controlled hunting helps reduce baboon encroachment in rural areas, safeguarding agriculture and the environment. At the same time, it raises public awareness of baboon behavior. However, it must be combined with environmental management and wildlife conservation to achieve long-term effectiveness. Next, we move on to the most anticipated part of the video, the Q&A session, where viewers ask and Lionfarm answers. A viewer asked, "How does leopard hunting impact the leopard population?" Lionfarm would like to answer your question as follows. Leopards are one of the most precious wildlife species with high biological value. Hunting them, especially when done without following conservation regulations, can have severe negative impacts on their population. First, hunting reduces the number of individuals in the wild, directly affecting their ability to reproduce and sustain their species. Leopards have a low reproductive rate, with females giving birth to only 1-2 cubs per year. This means that a decline in the number of mature individuals significantly increases the risk of extinction. Furthermore, leopards are highly territorial animals, so the loss of adult individuals disrupts their social structure and habitat. Additionally, hunting disrupts ecological balance, as the absence of leopards can lead to an uncontrolled increase in the populations of other species they prey on. To protect leopard populations, it is essential to implement conservation measures, prevent illegal hunting, and raise public awareness about the importance of these animals. Thank you for your question, and we hope this information helps you better understand leopard conservation efforts. We hope that through today's video, you have gained insights into solutions for dealing with crocodile attacks in residential areas. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends to support Lion Farm. Goodbye and see you next time. Hello everyone! Have you ever heard of a wild place where dense forests hide mysteries that have yet to be uncovered? Today, we set foot in Bastia, a rugged mountainous region on France's Corsica island, where wild boar hunting is not just a tradition, but also a battle to protect the harvest. Why do the people here have to face this animal? What secrets do hunters use to take them down in such treacherous terrain? Join Lion Farm on this thrilling journey. Wild boars on Corsica cause severe damage to the locals. They uproot grass around homes, destroy cornfields, and trample gardens and family farms. These actions not only ruin crops, but also disrupt daily life. As a result, hunters frequently organize hunts to reduce the wild boar population, protect farmlands, and maintain a stable livelihood. In the untamed hills, gunshots ring out, signaling the start of the hunt. The wild boars, driven by their strong survival instincts, panic and dash through the sparse forests. On rocky slopes, where only scattered wild grass grows, hunters wait patiently. From the mountainside, a fully grown wild boar suddenly charges downward at high speed, its rippling muscles showcasing the raw power of this wild beast. The moment it enters the crosshairs, a bullet is fired with pinpoint accuracy, ending the hunt in an instant. This is not just a testament to sharpshooting skills, but also to the hunter's deep understanding of wild boar movement patterns, an essential factor in traditional hunting. The mountainous terrain in this area is highly complex, forcing hunters to choose positions with a clear vantage point to track the boars. With their quick movements and high alertness, wild boars are difficult to approach. Therefore, hunters must remain patient, ready to fire when the opportunity arises. At times, wild boars appear from a great distance, but with expert marksmanship, hunters can still take them down with precision. The hunting dogs play a crucial role, driving the boars into a state of panic, scattering them across the fields. However, their speed and sharp instincts make aiming a serious challenge. Despite this, hunting success continues to grow, making for an exhilarating experience. From strategic positions, one by one, the wild boars are taken down the moment they are hit. Their speed is so great that they collapse instantly. The barking of dogs blends with gunfire, signaling an intense hunt as the wild boars are relentlessly pursued into the night. The hunting team continues the chase until the sun begins to set behind the mountains. Even as darkness falls, they seize every last opportunity to claim their final trophies. From high vantage points, hunters persistently observe and take precise shots. gunfire echoes across the vast mountains, sending the wild boars into a frenzy, cornered by seasoned hunters and their battle-hardened hunting dogs. The hunt lasted until sunset, with the number of wild boars taken down steadily increasing, bringing satisfaction to the entire team. After days of trekking through the forests and mountains of Kora, the hunters felt fulfilled by their achievements, experiencing the intensity and challenge of a true hunt. In the stillness of the night, the hunting team silently approached a familiar field, an area frequently invaded by massive wild boars. These creatures had become a nightly nightmare, relentlessly raiding and devastating crops without mercy. Despite previous hunts, the wild boar population continued to grow, causing severe damage to farms. This forced the hunters to return once more, armed with refined strategies and thorough preparations. In the darkness, they waited patiently, ready to face the challenges ahead, determined to protect the hard-earned labor of the farmers from the destruction of these wild beasts. The hunters focused their gaze, locking onto the largest boar, the one that reacted most aggressively to the sounds coming from the speaker. They remained patient, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Then, in an instant, as the boar paused for a brief moment, a single gunshot rang out, shattering any hope of escape. The massive boar collapsed to the ground, marking the first trophy of the night. But the hunt was far from over. The echoes of the shot carried through the night, luring other wild boars closer. Seizing this golden opportunity, the hunters quickly took aim and eliminated several more from advantageous positions. With skill and coordinated tactics, they methodically took down their targets. After the first attack left the herd in chaos, the hunters followed the edge of the forest, advancing deeper into the fields where the boars typically foraged and hid. Through thermal scopes, the silhouettes of the wild boars became vividly clear, their massive bodies and distinctive dark coats standing out against the pitch-black landscape. Moving cautiously, the hunters inched closer, ensuring the most precise shots possible. Suddenly, one of the wild boars seemed to sense the presence of humans. With no other choice, the hunter immediately pulled the trigger, taking down the crop destroyer on the spot. Even while foraging, the wild boars remained highly alert, staying close to the forest's edge, ready to retreat at the first sign of danger. The hunting team remained patient, setting up an ambush and waiting for the perfect opportunity to target the largest ones. Some tried to flee, but none could escape the carefully calculated aim of the hunters. The slower-moving ones were taken down instantly, while the more agile boars darted into the dense forest. However, even with thick brush as cover, they couldn't escape the precision of the thermal scopes. One after another, gunshots pierced the night, bringing down more targets and sealing the success of yet another intense and efficient hunt. Every encounter with a large herd of wild boars brought a surge of excitement. The hunters fired quickly, with little time for meticulous adjustments. But even a single missed shot was enough to send the herd into a frantic stampede. In just a few short moments, chaos erupted. And as the dust settled, the unmistakable signs of a successful hunt were scattered across the field. Thanks to thermal scopes, night hunting became more precise and effective than ever before. The wild boars appeared clearly in the hunter's sights, making it easier to identify and track targets. With just a well-placed lift of the rifle, the prey was swiftly taken down. Though the boars frantically scattered, they were unaware that every movement was being tracked and targeted with absolute precision. The hunt lasted longer than expected, but the continuous appearance of wild boars kept the hunters engaged, making them forget their exhaustion. However, as the night deepened, the gunfire gradually subsided. It was time to return home, carrying the hard-earned trophies, rewards for their persistence, skill, and flawless strategy. Next, we come to the most anticipated part of the video, the Q&A session, where viewers ask and Lionfarm responds. One viewer asks, which country has the wolf as its national symbol? Lionfarm is happy to answer your question. The wolf is a symbol in many nations and cultures worldwide, but it is most notably associated with Mongolia and ancient Rome. In Mongolia, the wolf is considered a sacred animal linked to the legend of the nation's origin. According to Mongolian mythology, their ancestors descended from a blue wolf and a doe. As a result, the wolf symbolizes strength, courage, resilience, and the warrior spirit of the Mongolian nomads. Meanwhile, in ancient Rome, the wolf is closely tied to the legend of Romulus and Remus, twin brothers who were raised by a she-wolf and later founded the city of Rome. Thus, the wolf not only represents Rome, but also embodies protection, wisdom, and the enduring power of the mighty Roman Empire. Additionally, countries like Canada, Serbia, and Turkey also regard the wolf as a symbol of strength, freedom, and indomitable spirit. We hope you enjoyed today's video, featuring an intense wild boar hunt in France. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to support Lionfarm. See you next time. Hello everyone! Today we're heading to Texas, a vast and challenging land in the United States, where an intense battle is unfolding between humans and dangerous invaders. But can these intruders escape the relentless pursuit of seasoned hunters? Individuals with not only exceptional skills, but also the responsibility of protecting their community? Get ready, because right now we're diving into this thrilling chase with Lionfarm. The professional hunters, well versed in the terrain and the habits of wild animals, are the main players in today's hunt. They are equipped with Stag Arms AR-15 rifles, known for their high accuracy and rapid-fire capability, effective within a range of 506,000 meters. With weapons in hand, extensive experience, and keen observational skills, They are prepared to take on this challenge. Every step requires focus and tactical precision to achieve the best results. As soon as they arrive at the hunting grounds, they quickly spot two adult wild boars foraging. This is an opportunity they cannot miss. One boar, sensing danger, immediately bolts. The hunters act swiftly, locking onto the remaining target before it has a chance to react. A gunshot echoes. Perfectly on target. The bullet strikes the vital point, taking down the boar instantly. This first success fuels their excitement and motivation. Wild boars can weigh hundreds of kilograms, with thick skins, solid muscles, and sharp tusks, ready to attack when threatened. However, the pack that the hunters are about to encounter is even more dangerous. They move together as a herd, led by the strongest and most aggressive alpha. From deep within the forest, a piercing, terrifying roar erupts, signaling the presence of a formidable opponent. The real battle is about to begin. Suddenly, from the dense underbrush, a massive wild boar charges out at an alarming speed. Its fiery red eyes burn with rage as it heads straight for the hunters, ready to attack. Staying calm, they quickly take their positions, control their breathing, aim, and pull the trigger. Another precise hit. The beast collapses on the spot. It's a huge male, weighing around 200 kg, its thick, coarse fur covered in dust, a testament to its strength and ferocity. In the distance, another boar panics and tries to flee, but the hunters don't let it escape easily. They swiftly adjust their stance, take aim with absolute precision, and fire. The bullet finds its mark perfectly. To lure the remaining boars, the hunters employ a smart strategy, scattering grains on the ground, creating an irresistible feast that the wild boars will find hard to resist. The scent spreads through the wind, seeping into the forest, drawing the hidden herd out of their cover. Once the feast is set, the hunters quickly retreat to a safe hiding spot, maintaining absolute silence and patiently waiting. Time passes slowly, minute by minute. After 3 tense hours, their patience is finally rewarded. From the depths of the forest, dark silhouettes begin to emerge. The wild boars cautiously approach, drawn by the enticing aroma, momentarily dropping their guard. The golden opportunity has arrived. The hunters are ready to strike. The hunters carefully adjust their scopes, maintaining a steady stance and patiently waiting for the perfect moment. As the wild boar moves into an ideal position, they pull the trigger without hesitation. A gunshot echoes. Another perfect shot. The boar drops instantly, unable to resist. The precision of their movements, their ability to calculate distance, and their flawless shooting technique showcase their superior skill. Even professional marksmen would be impressed by their experience and expertise. This wild boar has a distinct black coat with hints of grey, giving it a unique appearance that adds to its value as a trophy. Although not exceptionally large, weighing around 150 kg, its solid muscles and robust physique are clear evidence of its strength and formidable survival abilities as an invasive species. This is more than just a hunt. It is a true test of skill for even the most experienced hunters. While the young boars may look harmless, their destructive impact on the environment and ecosystem is severe. With a strong sense of responsibility, the hunters swiftly raise their rifles, aiming precisely at the alpha. One clean, decisive, and efficient shot, the leader is taken down. Without hesitation, they continue their efforts to control the rapid reproduction of this invasive species, protecting the natural balance and minimizing damage to the local ecosystem. the same time, on the other side of the fence, another wild boar frantically attempts to escape. But for this team of hunters, there is no room for invaders. They quickly lock onto their target, maintaining focus and fire. A precise shot. Another instant takedown. The boar has no chance to flee. Their speed and decisiveness ensure that not a single member of the herd will continue to wreak havoc on the environment. As the hunt concludes, the team takes a deep breath, relieved and satisfied with their achievements. The tense and challenging hours have paid off. Thanks to their courage, patience, and exceptional marksmanship, they have played a vital role in controlling the invasive wild boar population. This was not just a successful hunt. It was a mission to protect the environment, reducing the damage these animals cause to the local ecosystem. Next, we're moving on to the most anticipated part of the video, the Q&A segment, where viewers ask and Lionfarm answers. A viewer asked, Australia is known for having the largest population of red foxes in the world. How does the Australian government control them? Lionfarm is here to answer your question. The red fox is one of the most dangerous invasive species in Australia. It was introduced to the continent in the 1850s for recreational hunting, but quickly multiplied, becoming a serious threat to the native ecosystem, livestock industry, and agriculture. Today, Australia has the largest population of red foxes in the world, with an estimated 7 million spread across the country, particularly in the southern and eastern regions. To mitigate their impact, the Australian government has implemented several control measures. Poison baiting, this is one of the primary methods used. A highly toxic chemical is deployed, which is lethal to red foxes, but has minimal effect on native wildlife, as some species have developed natural immunity. These baited pellets are placed in high-density fox areas, especially near livestock farms, where foxes frequently prey on young lambs and small animals. Shooting programs. Licensed professional hunters and farmers are permitted to eliminate red foxes using firearms, especially in rural areas. This method is most effective when combined with other control strategies. Barrier fencing. Protective fencing is crucial in controlling red fox movement. One notable structure is the dingo fence, stretching over 5,600 km, 3,480 miles, from Queensland to South Australia, designed to prevent foxes and dingoes from entering livestock grazing areas. Biological control programs, scientists are researching viruses and bacteria that could infect red foxes to reduce their numbers without harming native wildlife. However, this method is still under study and not yet widely used.
Fox-free conservation zones. Several wildlife organizations have established fox-free reserves to protect native species. Some islands and ecological sanctuaries are fenced off to prevent fox invasion, providing a safe habitat for native animals. Overall, controlling red foxes in Australia is a complex and ongoing challenge requiring cooperation between the government, scientists, farmers, and local communities. Despite various control measures, the red fox's adaptability continues to make it a significant environmental and economic threat. Continuous improvements and new strategies are being developed to enhance control efforts in the future. We hope today's video has given you an exciting immersion into a thrilling wild hunt. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to support Lionfarm. See you in the next adventure.
Hello everyone. Have you ever wondered what would happen when cutting-edge technology meets wild instincts? Get ready for an exhilarating ride where skilled hunters, supported by drones, kick off an intense wild boar hunt. Join the Lionfarm channel as we dive into this thrilling journey. First, let's take a look at the severe damage wild boars cause. In the state of Georgia, due to habitat loss, wild boars are becoming increasingly aggressive towards residential areas. Statistics show that there have been numerous incidents of wild boars attacking human settlements. To address this serious issue, the Georgia state government has implemented strict measures to control wild boar populations in the area. Studies indicate that wild boars are most active during the winter, mainly to search for food and breed. This increases the risk of them attacking people and destroying crops during this time. As a result, the government has set the hunting season from November to March. However, hunting licenses clearly state that hunters are not allowed to hunt piglets or pregnant wild boars to protect the species' survival and avoid negative impacts on the ecosystem. The harsh weather conditions and complex mountainous terrain of the Blue Ridge Mountains and Chattahoochee-Oconee National Forest require hunters to work in teams of 5 to 10 people to ensure safety in dangerous situations. Hunting in these areas requires an official hunting license issued by the government, known as the Georgia Wildlife Hunting License. Every December, hunters also participate in the exciting Georgia Wild Boar Hunting Competition. Would you have guessed that a single mistake in camouflage could cause the entire hunting team to be spotted and attacked by wild boars? Before participating, hunters have the opportunity to register for a professional hunting course. In this course, hunters are trained in advanced hunting techniques, including how to use rifles and camouflage methods to approach prey without being detected. The Georgia wild boar hunting season has integrated advanced technology with the use of drones, helping hunters track and shorten the time needed to find wild boars in hard-to-reach areas. This technology is widely implemented by the state of Georgia, with drone support deployed across the state. These modern drones not only assist hunters in tracking wild boars during the day, but are also equipped with advanced technology for better visibility at night. As a result, hunters can detect multiple wild boars simultaneously. The wild boar population is rapidly increasing in areas like Occoquan, but night hunting in Georgia is not common due to limited visibility in low light conditions. Hunters are only allowed to hunt at night when they have the necessary equipment and infrared lights. which help them detect wild boars by body temperature, improving accuracy and reducing hunting time. Infrared lights also help hunters maintain a safe distance and minimize the impact of bright lights on the natural environment. Since the implementation of these hunting activities, the damage caused by wild boars in Georgia has significantly decreased, showing that the government has done an excellent job controlling the issue. They will continue to monitor illegal hunting activities. In the upcoming sections, hunting will be carried out using ATVs, allowing hunters to cover distances of up to 100 meters to eliminate wild boars. Next, let's move on to an iconic species from Indonesia. The Komodo dragon is one of the most fearsome predators in the world, living only on a few remote islands in Indonesia's Sunda archipelago. The largest Komodo dragons can reach lengths of up to 3 meters and weigh around 90 kg. With an estimated population of less than 2,500 individuals, most of them live in protected areas, but some still wander into human settlements. As Komodo dragons approach human settlements, conflicts begin to occur. They thrive in dense forests, which are ideal for hunting. But what happens when these predators get closer to human habitation? During the harsh, dry season, food shortages force them to move toward human areas. The result is significant livestock loss, disruption of people's livelihoods, and constant danger to local communities. Whether their predation is intentional or accidental remains a mystery. Equipped with sharp teeth and large claws, Komodo dragons attack their prey with tremendous force. Their venom prevents blood from clotting, causing severe wounds that can bring down even large animals. For prey that manages to escape, the saliva of the Komodo dragon contains over 50 types of highly dangerous bacteria, ensuring that the wound will become infected within hours. With their powerful bite, Komodo dragons can bring down strong prey such as water buffalo. Hunting and trapping are traditional methods for dealing with Komodo dragons. Which method would you choose to ensure the safety of hunters? To address this serious issue, the government has organized Komodo dragon hunts in the rugged terrain of Beast Nusa Tenggara, using strategic traps to control the population of this dangerous reptile. The focus is mainly on the islands of Rinca and Flores, where Komodo dragons make up about 40% of the invasive species, disrupting the ecosystem. Experienced hunters are sent to set up sophisticated steel traps using goat meat as bait. When participating in the Komodo dragon trapping effort, hunters must strictly follow safety guidelines to avoid being attacked. They must maintain a distance of at least 6 meters, as Komodo dragons are extremely agile and can rush toward them unexpectedly. Hunters carry long sticks and wear gloves to maintain distance and react quickly. An important rule is never to turn your back on the dragon as they often attack from behind. Understanding this, hunters always adhere to the guidelines in the invasive species hunting permit. However, traps are not always effective. When traps fail, Komodo dragon hunting teams are called in and the situation becomes tense. Instead of waiting, they directly confront the Komodo dragons in their natural habitat. From September to November, the time when dragons are most active. This period is particularly challenging as Komodo dragons tend to be more aggressive, requiring teams to remain vigilant and ready to deal with any threat. Small hunting teams, typically consisting of 3 to 5 people, begin large expeditions. Hunting Komodo dragons requires not only skill but also absolute focus. They use the wind direction to mask their scent, move quietly, and wait for the perfect moment to make a precise shot and bring down their prey. This is also considered a humane approach to managing the wildlife population. The hunting teams must maintain strict discipline, as the stakes are very high, both for their safety and the balance of the ecosystem. When hunting Komodo dragons, Indonesian hunters carry Winchester 308 rifles, tools not for the inexperienced. Each shot is not just an action, but a responsibility. Through each action and decision, we realize the value of knowledge, caution, and responsibility in managing such a dangerous task. Do you think these actions ensure a sustainable future for both the ecosystem and humanity? What is your perspective on the role of humanity in controlling invasive species? Next, we move on to the most anticipated part of the video, the audience Q&A. One of our viewers asked, "What is the most dangerous carnivorous animal in the United States?" Here is the answer from the Lionfarm channel. The most dangerous carnivorous animal in the United States is the North American grizzly bear. This powerful bear can weigh between 400 to 700 kg, has claws up to 10 cm long, and a bite stronger than that of a lion. Grizzly bears primarily inhabit dense forests, mountainous regions, and riverbanks in Alaska, Canada, and some western US states, like Montana and Wyoming. What makes grizzly bears so dangerous is their extremely aggressive nature, especially when they feel threatened or are protecting their cubs. When attacking, they can run at speeds of up to 56 km/h, easily catching up to their prey. Statistics show that grizzly bears cause more human attacks than any other carnivorous animal in the US. However, humans can avoid danger by carrying bear spray, maintaining a safe distance, and not provoking the bear. Besides grizzly bears, mountain lions and gray wolves are also formidable predators. We hope that through today's video you have gained a better understanding of the solutions the Thai government has implemented to deal with the invasive monkey species. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video with your friends to support the Lionfarm channel. Goodbye and see you next time. Welcome to the creative and captivating introduction of our Lionfarm channel team. To start, we would like to introduce a passionate screenwriting talent, a young woman who never stops exploring and innovating in the field of agriculture. She is not only an exceptional scriptwriter with the ability to craft profound stories, but also a dedicated researcher of cutting-edge and sustainable technologies from around the world. For her, scriptwriting is not just a job, but a journey of passion, breathing life into every video we create. Next, we want to introduce the heart and soul of our channel, the channel owner and video editing expert. He is fully dedicated, overcoming every challenge to produce the highest quality videos for our audience. With a burning passion, he constantly drives the team to deliver unique and inspiring experiences to viewers. We hope that in the journey ahead, you will continue to love and support the Lion Farm channel. Sincerely, thank you.